Good evening, all my little huskies, puppies, and other barker barkers. It's Sister Vine here with you today, and kind of stuck on my tail. That's a little better. So, we're going to have a thoughts video tonight. It's about a TV series that, initially as a kid, I kind of hated, but I watched because of when it was on, and the older I got, the more I got to appreciate it. And, eventually, bought the whole series on disc as an adult. And that is Married with Children. Not covering everybody up on purpose, but fluffy fingers. Married with Children. So, little backstory here as to my interaction with it. I was a kid when this came out. And I definitely mean I was definitely an actual kid. And this came on television the same time that The Simpsons had come on the television. And it was shown on the same day, Sunday night. Now, until The Simpsons was a thing, Sunday night just turned into that kind of a dread point that it was almost Monday and time to go back to school. Simpsons kind of changed that narrative, as did the other shows that showed up around it. So, Simpsons, of course, came on first at like 8 o'clock. Next came up Married with Children. Now, my sister liked it a lot more than I did when I was little, for she was old enough, she's 2 years older than me, so she had a little bit more knowledge of the world by the time it was on than I did. So, because it was a thing she liked, I instinctively referred to it as something that I would dislike, because I did not want to be like my sister. It was a kid thing, okay? I don't do that now, but that was young me. Now, the reasons why I would dislike it then and liked it more as an adult, because I understood it more. The premise being a dad that is the only worker in the family, essentially, supporting a wife and 2 teenage children. He lives in a house that's probably above his pay grade, so they can barely afford to have things like food or a working car. But he has passions for what he really loves, watching television and using the toilet. Okay, not the greatest premises here, but I mean, it's got promise. He loves his car for some strange reason, his old Dodge car, which they make fun of constantly. The wife, Peggy, does almost nothing useful. Sits at home all day and watches television while he goes out to work at a job that he specifically hates. But being an older person as middle-aged to late middle-aged adult, he's basically stuck where he is. He works at a woman's shoe store as a salesman, usually the only person actually working at this store at any given time. And essentially, he works for fat women that disrespect him constantly to buy shoes from him that they complain about, to come home to a family that barely tolerates his existence and is mad that they don't get everything they want out of life. Yeah. The humor really does come through whenever he does get his little victories, like when he got his new toilet that he made, that he set up in the garage. He made himself his own personal bathroom downstairs in the garage. Their annoying neighbors are very successful, and they always, lord it over them in the fact that they're well, not starving. Uh, and as the series goes through, things grow. Some things get a little more exaggerated, like the poverty nature, because obviously they do eat, but they squeeze things out a lot more than they should in those cases. Uh, but things like the kids do start to grow up and realize life throughout the series, um, go out and actually start doing things as adults. The ditzy girl does end up getting a job, and she does a good job of being a spokesperson for a bug spray company. Go figure. And the son does go off and go to college. So he's trying to better himself. The wife does not do a great job of anything useful, but she does entertain throughout the series. Um, Overall, it was a fun romp. It really looked and made a comical look at the plight of the middle class American that barely makes enough to exist, and everyone hates the source of income for the lack of having everything they want in life, or even almost anything in life. Where they are actually, though, passing life, they're eating food, they have a television, they go out and do things all the time, but they don't get much along the lines of the wants list. So you kind of feel for them in that sense, in the fact that you understand that they are a family that's trying, but really can't get anywhere because there's nothing that they can do to improve the financial situation. Um, and yeah, there were some potty jokes. Yes, there's the joke about Al's hand going down the front of his pants almost every episode. But I mean, think about it. This is a guy who has almost nothing. What's the one piece of entertainment that never goes away on a guy? So he's playing the one video game he's always got with him. Only has one joystick. Uh, so yeah, happiness is in the eyes of the beholder sometimes, and he gets the little joy as he can. He really loves his toilet in his own personal man cave bathroom. And as I was growing up, around the same time, Dad had decided, before Al got his, my dad had decided to redo some drainage work in the basement, and he installed himself a toilet. So before Al had made his man cave, my dad had made his actual, in real life, man toilet cave downstairs. Um, so yeah, that happened. uh, eh, um, yeah, overall, it was a fun show. It had a lot of good laughs. There were plenty of jokes. It was a lot of seasons. It was like 7 or 8 seasons. I can't remember which. Say on this box, and they were useful. No, that was probably on the sticker that came off. It was 7 or 8 seasons. It was a lot of episode. 1987 to 1997. Is it really that long? Wow. In any case, it's a lot of discs. It's a thick box. And it's pretty darn cheap. I think I got it for about $20 at a store like at Best Buy quite a while ago. And I know it was even cheaper on Amazon, but I was physically in a store. It was physically there. I grabbed it with my hand, and I, at that point, owned it. Eh. So, to that. um, if you're a product of the 80s and 90s, this show would probably really hit with you. Most of the jokes, a lot of the jokes are dated, but not in a bad way. I mean, like, his television was a tube television because it was in the 80s and 90s. Their house looks like, you know, came from the 70s through 80s type era. Everything just feels appropriate for the time period, but not in a way that's too much outside of what you would still potentially see now. And pretty much every joke still holds pretty solid, so I'd say you're on a safe bet for a good ride if you're in for that kind of fun humor. Uh, so yeah, totally recommend. It's fun, and we all need a little bit of fun in life. So that's my thoughts for the day. Did you watch this show when it was on originally, or later at some point? Do you have any good opinions on it? Let me know in the comments below. It'd be interesting to hear if anyone else had a similar attachment or disattachment to it that I did. But for now, thank you for spending some time with me. That's always the best part. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the little dingly bell for the little dingly bell will let you know when I post new videos. For all you know, it'll be another story time, or thoughts, or a full suit video with this little pupper here, Miss Susservine. Or any of the other characters that happen to show up. You never know. You just have to come back and find out. Well, Dinkley Bell will let you know as soon as possible. But, of course, the Patreon link is in the description box below. If you're so inclined, please feel free to leave money there. I appreciate every penny that's left. It does help make this channel grow. It helps me do better videos for you, my loving fans. All in all, though, definitely still thank you for spending time watching me. It's the most important part. And I hope to see all of my little puppers out there on the next video. So stay fluffy, stay curly, stay cuddly, and I plan to see you all again next time I come on. So, bye-bye, puppers.